Thank you so much for staying with us. It is still iBrand Daybreak, and it used to be somebody's favorite segment, but of course, we move. When they say soldier come, soldier go, barrack will remain. That is the situation that we're having to deal with right now. But it's this social media buzz, and we have the delectable, amiable, very peaceful, loving, kind, black don't crack queen, Debbie So. Hi, Debbie. Good morning.
Before I answer you, like I always say, the babe fine. Now you don't know. The babe says, now you don't know.
So last week Monday, when Blessed actually introduced me, I used to think that you actually do it better. But girl, Blessed does it better. I could not speak for 15 minutes. I'm not exaggerating.
You are shocked.
I was shocked. It's an understatement. I was shocked.
To your roots.
Hi, Uche.
Hello.
How was your vacation?
Vacation.
Yes, now.
Vacation.
When was the last time you saw Uche?
It's been over 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Wait,
Uche has actually been to
wait.
7 countries.
In
Just 2 weeks.
You can imagine.
7 countries.
And some people will come and tell us that Nigeria is hard.
Do you understand?
There is God.
From your mouth to God's ears. God, you heard it. They said I want to because
they government no can increase their tax.
I need to give a testimony.
All right.
Because they gathered. But you know what the Bible said? Surely they must gather. But if they're not gathering in the name of the Lord,
They will come to naught. They
They will
will
scatter.
Okay. Because we are pressed with time, it's good to have you on this side, Blessed.
It's good to be
I
here.
was on the other side the other day, so it's good to be in my right position. So we're going to skip the first story.
In your
So
right
press the
position.
time. That's my right position. You know, my right position.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
All right. So, Paul Okoye and his pregnant girlfriend.
Jesus. Did you have
wife
to
now,
say it that way?
Pregnant wife now, although she's yet to actually, let us know if she's
Sorry,
pregnant or not.
Debbie, you
I
and
know she's not, it's not in our place, but as a social media body that we have, pregnant wife, accept it or
I
leave it.
cannot believe you right now.
Pregnant wife got married traditionally over the weekend.
Yes.
In her hometown in Abia State.
Hooray.
Yes. It actually sounds like, it's actually a good news, but a tweet caught my attention. And the tweet reads, everyone really thought she was going to be smart enough to chop and clean out. A 25-year-old with a 40-plus divorced man with kids that can't even give you and your family the courtesy of dropping his phone for a few moments. Godspeed, darling. Let's take a look at some of the reaction. Now, the reaction
For that
to
tweet.
the tweets, yes,
Okay.
and not to the marriage. Now, the first reaction said, you all said worse things when Regina married Ned. I just laughed at many of you all, because you know they touch grass at all. A Nigerian girl will leave a billionaire to date her age mate. I dey laugh you now, I swear. Even you wait tweet this nonsense, won't take your own advice if you were her. Another reaction. The funny thing is, she'll be happier than some people who find solace in this post to console their miserable lives. There's no manual for this stuff, I beg. Another reaction. She's 23, oh. I really thought she was smart. Chop, build a brand, clean mouth, and move on. Man left his previous wife. LOL. Bold of her to think he won't also leave her. He doesn't even look interested in what's going on. Another reaction. Rookie mistake, don't get pregnant. He has kids already. Don't get married. He's just coming out from a long marriage and freedom still the sweet am. Relationship is sweet until marriage and kids responsibility enter. Now you understand the ex-wife better because you're about to wear her once beautiful shoes. Boyfriend, no be husband or father. Very difficult, serious roles. And the final reaction. Notice how it's her fellow women who are attacking her the most. LMAO, this gender. How about you just let her do what she likes? So you think you are smart, you are the smarter one here. Uche. Anytime I call her like this, she's always behind me. So do you agree with the tweet? Now, we are not focusing on the fact that he got married to her. We are focusing on this tweet from Rihanna. So, do you think she would have just chopped and clean mouth? Because she's young.
I'm not a fan of chop and clean mouth.
She'd have just kept it on the relationship status, not, allowing it lead to marriage.
Please, why do people date?
Experience?
That's a big question.
People date for experience. Not everybody dates for marriage, oh. Not everybody dates for marriage.
See. Wait,
yes, people actually date for experience.
Chill. First of all,
kind of experience?
I'd like to address
know what
something.
it feels like to be in a relationship.
Oh, am I the person that is reacting, or you people?
Oh, yeah, react.
Okay,
Sorry,
go
ma.
Okay, good. Let me start by addressing something that somebody said in the reaction. The person said, a man that left his wife, bold of heart to think he's not going to. Please, let us come correct. He did not leave his wife. His wife left him. Number one.
Did you know what they put in the press that you saw? I used their house.
This person that made this tweet, is he in their house?
I don't know.
All of us are working with what we saw on the press.
Right.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. That is point number one. Point number two. I asked the question initially, why do people date? And I'm asking that question away from the wokeness of this generation, away from the Gen Z, whatever analogies that they've come up with to, what I just call it watered down relationships and marriages and family, right? Away from all that analogy, all that analysis, all that wokeness. Why really do people date? People date to make families. People date to get married. That is what it is supposed to be. And I'm saying traditionally, from being Africans, and for whatever religion that you practice, even as a Muslim, as a Christian, as whatever, people get together, they get to know each other. That's why from home where we're from in the East, you see the girl going to the guy's house to help the mom. The guy comes to help the girl's father in the farm, because they're trying to get to know each other, because they're going to be building a family. That is why it is found that when you catch these young people under Odara trees, when they're supposed to be making it known to everybody.
Coitus.
Exactly. Coinalingus.
Coinalingus.
Thank you. So why do people date? I have a problem, and it shows how much the mindset have deteriorated. When people are saying chop and clean mouth, why did you get pregnant? I have a problem with, of course, getting pregnant out of marriage. That is another kettle of fish. But if you got pregnant for somebody who is responsible enough to take responsibility and took you home to meet your father, I think that's a plus.
Okay.
I also have a problem with Mr. Rude Boy pressing his phone during such a serious matter.
Well,
wait.
Okay.
It is rude. Let us call it what it is.
What's his name?
What's his name?
What is his name now?
No, that's makes sense. I mean, don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Joy,
I understand.
Listen,
away from the stage name thing.
Yeah.
Actually, pressing your phone when such a serious matter is going on was rude. It's wrong.
There are actually different sides to things.
However.
Okay, I'll let you land.
However.
In 2 seconds.
However.
Okay,
Can I land my
Go
line?
ahead.
I feel like netizens need to rest.
Okay.
They should leave Ivy alone.
Okay.
Yes. Whatever she starts seeing inside them. My mom will say, "Why you got here? Why you be for?" As a woman, you will see what your fellow woman have seen. Allow her to see it by herself.
All right, Uche, blessed, please.
So this is my
Your
point
reaction.
here. So this is my point. First and foremost, if I wasn't there, like
none of us were.
It's good. So what we are reacting was based on the pictures that we saw online. So if I'm to give my own perception to the picture I saw online, it was just a selfie. So we're having a conversation now, and then you are like, "Oh, guys, let's have a selfie." And I'm doing something serious with my phone. I'm perhaps just talking with a business consultant.
Yeah.
And then
business consultants. I thought you were going to say telling the person bringing the palm wine where to land, because the Uber is.
Uche, let him land now.
Wait, let me land. Let me land. So it was a selfie. So why should I be so all interested in a selfie? Okay, if I have something busy I'm doing, I'll just give it just a second and attention, which he did in subsequent pictures.
Was that really a selfie?
Yes, it was a selfie. If you look at
to me,
it
looked. No, I think what he's trying to say, it looked more like they wanted to take pictures with Ivy.
Oh, it wasn't with him.
Yes, it wasn't with him. When I saw that was how I interpreted it.
Okay.
Like they wanted to take picture with the woman.
To it.
Okay, but at the end of the day, long and short of this,
crazy in love with this girl.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say.
Even before they came public, he had already written a song for her.
Yeah.
That song came before Informa.
No. You actually you said it now.
There's another one.
There's another Informa now.
Another Informa
yes,
song.
now.
Wow.
Oh,
they're going to stream it.
And then we also heard on even this Twitter street that the whole reason with me was one way or the other talking about this particular lady as well. Yeah,
I don't know that one.
Those days in Gwagwalada.
Because those days in
How
Gwagwalada.
many years ago was that?
It's still Twitter street, so
I was
right?
just 23, Dikon. When was Gwagwalada and
So as
Uni
far as I'm
Abuja?
concerned, the lady that said she should just chop and clean out, I don't think there's any sense in that.
There's no sense
She's
in
a
it.
lady, she's a mature lady, she's an adult. She have every right to decide what she wants to do with her life.
Yes.
In this case, this is a responsible man, like you rightly said. So I've made up my mind to be with him. Whether it's divorced or not, I've made up my mind to be with him.
And mind you,
So whether or not you people expect me to chop and clean out because I'm young, it is baseless.
it doesn't make any sense.
Of course not.
Doesn't make any sense. You know,
So,
before
it's good not to
Debbie
have.
said it, I was going to say, having seen Ivy and the P Square guy, right, on the streets of Instagram, because that's where we used to see them, and we know the chaff from the grains. I think, in my own opinion, they are the grains. They look so good together. They work together. You can tell.
But someone said something that boyfriend different from husband.
I mean, that is general. That is actually.
That's where you now see.
That's actually
at the
standard
end of the
practice.
day, husband, wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend.
Even
they're all
girlfriend may
humans.
be wife. I mean,
Everybody
wife may be
actually
girlfriend.
have, you really can't know the person that you're actually going to any commitment with.
Until you start living
all the best
together.
to us. We open, I be mark store for all the best. My
How did you know
darling.
he's the one that opened
He's
it?
the one because he actually. It's not me. You all
coming
are
from man. Nah, it is free.
Somebody ask you a question.
So, the question for last week, we went to the street of Lagos to ask people what they think. And the question was, do you think a man, as a husband, has the right to, to reject or accept a cesarean section done on his wife? And what prompted that question was because of a tweet that surfaced last week. A lady came out crying for help that her husband has refused to sign for her to be operated on, even while she's actually in labor. And we then found out that a husband has to consent before they operate on the wife. Now, do you think it is actually right for a husband to determine whether, the child and the mother gets to live? Let's take a look at some of the reactions on the street.
For the fact that a married man does not mean he have right over the woman for everything. A woman have right over himself. So for a man, he can't just say automatically that this is what's happening over your wife. No. A woman have his own right to say, okay, I want to take this, I don't want to take this.
Some women cannot afford to go through stress of labor. So that's why I prefer operation, because she will deliver quick through operation and it will not go through much stress.
Depend on the woman's life. That's what they are talking about. A cesarean section can either be bad or good. It can have good and bad effect on the woman. So the woman owns her body and she has the right to her own decision.
In that sense, he might not have the right to say he rejects cesarean operation for the wife, except both agreed. But if he's unconscious, the doctor will use their discretion to operate the woman. But say the man can stand out and say no, that they must not carry out operation on the wife. I don't think I don't think he has the right. He has no right over the wife to that extent, because it's a matter of life and death.
A man doesn't have the right to reject it, because the woman is the one carrying the womb, and she is the one that understands the way she feels. So if the man now wants to reject it, I don't think it's the right thing. I think it has to do with the agreement between himself and the wife. So both of them have to agree, not the man taking the decision independently. It has to be an arrangement between himself and the wife. So both of them must agree. So for you to say that the man has to agree independently, I don't think is the right thing.
One can decide what he or she wants for herself or for himself. So a man have a good right. A man have, let me say, 100% right to say, I don't want this operation to be done.
He has the right to reject it as the husband of the family or as the head of the family, but it is not right, so to say, to reject it. especially when it has something to do with the issue of life and death.
Some will accept it while thinking that it's going to save his wife and the child, and some will not want it because it involves a whole lot of money and being scared in a country that they might not do it very well. So it's of different opinion.
So you've heard what the streets of Lagos have to say. Now, Uche, how do you react to this?
I feel like
In 10 minutes, because you like to travel. 10 minutes.
10 seconds.
Oh, Jesus Christ, 10 seconds.
I'm not repeating it to myself.
10 seconds.
However, as time, I usually say that time is a revealer of all things. Yeah. There are practices that happened in the past that should remain in the past. While I agree that the man has a say in what happens to his wife, especially in such a critical situation, because if anything happens to her, he takes responsibility for that. So while I agree that the man should sign, but can we have these conversations earlier on, when it hasn't become drastic, when it hasn't become like a life or death situation? Say 6 or 7 months into the pregnancy.
Sorry, baby. What I said, baby. So what if the life of death
I'm your baby,
situation
please don't
actually
debunk
happened on the day of delivery?
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So because we've had a lot of situations like this happen. I mean, we read it on social media, we read it on the news. Women have lost their lives because they have men who weren't able to decide on time. We have men who actually couldn't care less. I mean, there are several situations, several sides to several stories. Exactly. There are several things that can come up. My opinion is, before we get to that point where somebody is about to lose their life or lose the baby or lose the woman, can we have these conversations earlier on in the pregnancy, say 6 or 7 months into it, have a meeting with the man and his wife.
So you believe
if situations like this,
have a right to decide?
Yes, because he is the covering that she has.
Do you agree, Blessing?
Honestly, I have 10 seconds, and in the 10 seconds that I have, I would say I agree to everything that Uche said, because the truth is, it is better we have the conversation even before going into that marital relationship, than to be faced with this situation. It's a life and death situation. Now to be faced with it, and one man is now flaunting muscle and saying, "I will not sign,"
or even being indecisive, because
most times I've seen situations whereby it is based on religious reason. In our church, it is out of our faith, it's out of our belief. We won't do this. We'll call the blood of Jesus.
Hebrew woman.
Yes, she's an Hebrew woman. She delivered like an Hebrew woman.
Yes.
When my wife, if I have the time, when my wife was to put to bed, that was the most scary part of this most scary day of my life. She was lying in front of me on the bed. She was crying and shouting. Many times I would run downstairs to call on the doctor, and the doctor would say, "Oh God, calm down." She never did. She reached. And deep down, I was scared. She was crying. She was uncomfortable.
And you couldn't do anything.
I couldn't do anything.
I can imagine.
I wish there was something I could do to justify, because the pain was excruciating, and I could see it all over. And the doctor said, "Oh God, you never reach. If you reach, we go no." And honestly, I would just say we should have the conversation before time, so that we don't get to that situation and start saying rubbish.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, in as much as I agree with both of you, I still do not feel it's right for us to decide the life or death of another human. For me, it doesn't make sense, because that is what is going on with this woman now. Because her husband has refused to sign, the hospital would not do anything about it. So it's more like saying a life is in the man's hand, and no human has any right on another human's life. So I would say hospitals should they should not do the whole signatory thingy. It should be a policy that, okay, in this hospital, if there is a complication,
like this is what
we are going to carry it out. Do you consent?
That's also another angle.
Or no? Not waiting for one man or one auntie or somebody to now sign. Because what if something happens to her? So in as much as I agree, like you said, our husband is our cover. Well, in this case, it's not covering nothing. The cover no fits. The cover is not covering.
It's covering the under.
All right, so let's take our question. I wanted to pretend like I didn't hear that. I didn't. Oh my goodness.
One explanation.
So let's move to the question for this week. Let me move my glasses for this one.
Hey. That means it's serious.
It's serious.
It's actually not serious. So I'm sure we have actually come across, if not one or more videos of people, people on TikTok, most especially, coming to say, "May government
Ban them.
Government ban them." So let me ask you, Nigerians, what do you think the government should ban? Now, don't forget that the government came out last week to say they ban ritual killings, fraud on Nollywood movies.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think the government should ban? Please let's know your opinion on the comment section. And next week, myself, Blessed, and Uche would actually, take them one after the other. And we are also going on the streets to hear from people what they would like the government to ban. Government.
I wish I can. I wish I can give my 2 cents, but hey,
No,
it's a Monday.
It's a Monday.
All
It's a
right.
Monday. Yes, Uche,
Thank you so much, Debbie,
You're welcome.
for bringing us the juicy gist as it is.
Baddest producer
Like
ever.
Blessed said, if it's not from Debbie, we don't
No, it's fake news. All people are fake.
All right, then this is where we try to cut in today's edition of iBrand Daybreak. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We'll return tomorrow with another, we'll return on Friday with another edition, excuse me. Until Friday, you stay safe, be a good Nigerian. My name is Uche Zoe.
And I'm blessed, Omonose. To my adorable daughter, Happy Children's Day. And to all the amazing children all over the world, Happy Children's Day to you all.
And,
it's your day, enjoy it.
Let me say my name
Oh, yeah,
now.
say it. And let's
And
go.
I found this I'm blessed. And I'm Deborah Eze. Happy Children's Day again. Bye
It's
for
only your
now.
daughter wishing Happy Children's Day. You cannot wish me Happy Children's Day.
I'm seeing grown adults here, so I pass.
I am my mother's child.
All right, viewers. Bye for now.
Bye. I don't know what to think now.